Why am I so late to the party? Why didn't I know about Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa, and Teyana Taylor? Baby, what? Oh, you're gonna love me. That shit looks so divine. It's almost look like they was made for each other. Them motherfucking pictures look like they supposed to be in an art museum. Like, that shit looks so fucking French kid. I am here for it. I am here for it. That gotta be the reason why Lori was like, nah, I'm cool on him. Because you know Lori is not turning down no new bake, baby. She would have ate it up real quick. Oh, I'm just hurt for it. They look so damn good together. Like, what?
It started like any other morning at the gym, but when Aaron walked in like he owned the place, everything changed. Iman Shumpert was midway through his routine when he noticed Aaron pacing toward the free weights, his presence impossible to ignore. Suddenly the gym felt smaller. Trainers slowed their representatives and eyes turned toward the front, music faltered, and a hush fell over the room. This wasn't just a casual workout vibe gone off script, it felt like a clash scripted months ago. Iman's body tensed. He knew who Aaron was, and he knew why he was here. The big question on everyone's mind became, was this random timing, or was Aaron sending a message meant to be seen loud and clear? For months, people have whispered about simmering tension between these two, especially after Aaron started dating Teyana Taylor. While they've never directly addressed each other publicly, the atmosphere around both has hinted at something deeper. Iman moved on with his life, focusing on being a father, nailing workouts, and trying to find balance. The gym became his temple, the place he relied on to stay centered and strong. He trains at the same time every morning, always with the same crew, so he can focus and clear his head before the day starts. That sanctuary was disrupted in a heartbeat. It wasn't just another random gym session, it was a disruption in his zone. And for Iman, that meant his peace was being challenged. When Aaron walked in, he didn't greet anyone, didn't say a word, just dropped his bag and began stretching directly in Iman's face. That nonchalant move was powerful. It said, "I belong here." Within seconds, Iman noticed. He pulled his head up from the bench press and glared. Accident or not, the tension was electric. Iman quietly muttered something like, "You're joking, right?" No louder than a whisper, but loud enough to make heads turn. Aaron responded with a half-smirk, half-challenge expression you can't fake. Then Iman stood and walked directly toward him. No shouting. No physical advance. Just his presence, measured and strong, soaking the atmosphere with purpose. Everyone stopped what they were doing. The gym wasn't just filled with sweat and weights anymore, it was charged with anticipation. When they were face to face, the air between them felt heavy. Iman's voice was calm but firm, and everyone could hear. "You had all of LA, why show up in my zone?" he asked quietly. Aaron looked up, took his time, then replied coolly, "It's a public gym. Get over yourself." That pushback broke the unspoken rules of respect, and now everyone knew it. A trainer stepped in, trying to de-escalate, but the energy had already shifted. In that brief moment, Iman shoved an unused bench aside hard. Not enough to hurt Aaron, but enough to spark tension. "You don't belong here." Iman snapped. Aaron stood steady, as though saying, "I have every right." This wasn't about gym etiquette anymore. This was personal history playing out in real time. Phones came out instantly, capturing every small movement, and just like that, the atmosphere shifted. What started as an ordinary gym session quickly became the center of a storm. The tension was unmistakable, thick in the air, undeniable. It felt as though everyone inside the gym instinctively knew something bigger than a simple workout was unfolding right before their eyes. A nearby staff member, sensing how quickly the situation could spiral, stepped forward without hesitation. They reminded everyone of the gym's rules and boundaries, subtly but firmly diffusing the situation before it could cross into violence. But their words, though responsible, couldn't change the fact that something deeper had already been triggered. The gym wasn't just a place to work out anymore, it had transformed into a symbolic battlefield. As the energy swirled and people instinctively backed away, you could hear more than just murmurs. You could hear breath holding, hearts pounding. The crowd wasn't there for a show, but now they were caught in one. Iman stood still for a moment, pausing mid-set. He fixed Aaron with a stare that carried weight built on shared history, unfinished emotions, and unspoken tension. It wasn't just a glance, it was a message. Then, without saying a word or finishing his workout, Iman turned and walked out of the gym. His decision not to escalate the situation was powerful in its own way. He didn't raise his voice or try to prove his strength through confrontation. Instead, he removed himself. But that act wasn't a retreat. It was a firm stance. A refusal to engage with what he clearly saw as disrespect, especially in a space he considered his own safe haven. For Iman, that gym represented more than physical health. It was his routine, his outlet, maybe even his sanctuary. And on that day, that space had been disrupted. His exit cracked the moment wide open. He may have left physically, but emotionally, he left a mark. One that said, "This ends here, and I won't allow disrespect to stand, especially not in front of witnesses." But Aaron didn't flinch. He didn't follow him out or apologize. He didn't even appear rattled. Instead, he stayed, and not only stayed, but continued his workout with even more intensity. Witnesses say he pushed himself harder than usual, repeating his sets, upping his weights, almost as if he was trying to send a message of his own. It looked like he was trying to reclaim space, assert his presence, or perhaps challenge the unspoken hierarchy. It wasn't loud, but it was aggressive in its own quiet way. That performance didn't go unnoticed. By the time Aaron finally walked out, the energy inside the gym had changed. The place was buzzing, not just with physical energy, but with drama, interpretation, and speculation. The staff didn't waste time. Recognizing the potential for more uncomfortable confrontations, they took quick action. A new policy was quietly introduced. Neither man could train during overlapping hours. They now had to book separate, private sessions. The policy didn't mention names, but everyone knew who it was about. It was an unspoken but unmistakable sign that this wasn't just some petty drama between two men. It had become a real issue that disrupted more than just feelings. It disrupted a community. And that's when the personal spilled over into the public. Friends close to Iman later shared that he felt caught off guard, even betrayed. To him, Aaron showing up wasn't coincidence. It felt calculated, like a test he refused to fail. "It's not fitness anymore," he reportedly told a friend. "It's about boundaries. It's about respect." His words echoed a sentiment many can relate to. The idea that some spaces, some routines, some parts of life after a breakup should remain sacred. And for Iman, the gym was one of those spaces. It wasn't about ego. It was about healing, peace, and control over at least one corner of his post-relationship life. The incident stayed local for only a few hours. The moment someone posted a blurry video from their phone, the internet did the rest. Social media platforms exploded with commentary. Gym bros weighed in with hot takes, gossip pages added fuel to the fire, and before long, the situation had gone fully viral. One tweet read, "Aaron pulled up to Iman's gym? That's bold," capturing the mood of the moment. Another person pushed back, writing, "It's a public gym, Iman needs to chill. He doesn't own it." Suddenly, a personal confrontation had become a public debate. Videos of the encounter were picked apart by body language experts, fans, and internet psychologists alike. People scrutinized the way Iman walked out, the way Aaron adjusted his weights, even how close the two men stood to each other. Hashtags like #GymBeef, #Iman vs Aaron, and #AlphaEnergy began to trend. Some fans praised Aaron for his audacity, saying he had every right to be in that gym and shouldn't have to leave because of Iman. Others rallied around Iman, saying he handled the situation with restraint and maturity, walking away instead of creating a bigger scene. But the debate quickly evolved beyond just two men. The internet started having deeper conversations about entitlement, emotional territory, post-breakup boundaries, and masculinity. Who gets to claim space after a relationship ends? Does emotional history give someone more right to a shared space? What happens when pride gets tangled up in healing, when someone's sanctuary becomes another person's stage? As more and more people weighed in, it became clear that this wasn't just a disagreement between two individuals. It had tapped into something larger. The story, once whispered about in fitness circles and online fan communities, had now become too loud to ignore. No official statements were released by either party, but that didn't stop the world from watching. Every move they made, whether a casual gym selfie, a cryptic tweet, or a liked comment, was studied, analyzed, and dissected for clues about where this saga might go next. The fallout continues, and both men remain silent publicly. But the gym has changed its rules, the internet has chosen its sides, and what was once a private matter has transformed into a very public conversation. It's not just about representatives and weights anymore. It's about dignity, personal space, and the complicated emotional terrain that follows when love ends but life keeps moving. In the end, both men left an impression, one through silence, the other through presence. And everyone's waiting to see what happens next. Theorists are having a field day. Some think Aaron intentionally plotted this confrontation, choosing the gym because it's Iman's sanctuary. Others say it was a coincidence, but the timing was too striking to ignore. A few fans believe Aaron is trying to prove he can step into Iman's shoes, not just publicly, but in Teyana's life. Others speculate Teyana might have hinted to Aaron where to find Iman, accidentally escalating things. At this point, rumors are flying. Is the next meeting another public showdown? Will someone throw hands next time? Or is there a bigger confrontation brewing outside the gym? Whatever the truth, the public is glued to the potential next move because the rivalry just got real. Some say it's personal, others say it's strategy, but all agree it's not over. But it's not just about working out. This is about masculine pride, emotional territory, and boundaries that go beyond physical space. Iman sees Aaron as someone who doesn't understand what that gym represents to him: fatherhood, legacy, a fresh start. Aaron sees Iman as a man who refuses to let go, still guarding the past. When unresolved feelings take over, even simple places like a gym become battlegrounds. And for two men tied to the same woman, every move becomes strategic. That morning's show of force wasn't about fitness, it was a public declaration. Each knew the other was watching, and one didn't step away. That changes everything. So, what do you think? Was Iman right to lose his calm? Or should he have stayed composed like a pro? Was Aaron just working out, or did he walk in with a point to prove? And where does Teyana fit into this? Drop your take in the comments below. If you've ever felt encroached upon in your own space, hit that like button so we can know you get it. Don't forget to subscribe for more raw, emotional stories that break past the headlines. Because sometimes the real fight isn't in the ring, it's in someone else's territory. And this just drew the line. And from now on, every encounter between them will carry the weight of this day. Because once the gloves come off, even in silence, nothing stays the same.